Don't say darling, 'cause you'll fake it. Don't hide the tears, 'cause I know you're breaking. All this love and all this pain you've given. All this love and all this pain, you bring them from another world.
Good morning and welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing something kind of different that I haven't done before. If you've watched my channel you would know that I'm a book content creator and this is not my job by any means. I only do this out of loving it and having a good time with it. I don't make any money from anything that I've been doing. And a little bit of a backstory if you haven't been here, I have been doing YouTube for about a year. I've been posting on TikTok very irregularly for about 2 years, and I just like doing content creation even though it's not a source of income for me. And I thought that it would be fun to show you kind of what I do to do content creation and fit it into my everyday life, me working, everything like that. Today I'm off, so it's not necessarily the same as when I go to work and try to fit in doing stuff. I'm kind of running behind on the reading that I need to do for the next video I'm going to post, so I figured this would be a good idea in terms of showing you guys something interesting and also giving myself a little bit more time because we kind of have been reading a little bit slower than normal. In terms of what I've already done today, I woke up pretty early. I'll like show timestamps or whatever, but I woke up, took a shower. I've been waiting for my hair to dry because I never really put heat on my hair to dry it. So now it's about to be 9 and everyone has cleared out of the house and so it's quiet. I've just kind of been waiting for like the house to get quiet so that I could film without anyone, you know, being able to be heard. I have been reading for a couple hours. I try to get reading done during all the times that I can't film. I mean, obviously I try to film me reading, but those are only like little blips in time. It's not really like big amount of time that I'm recording myself reading. I am reading this for another video, so you're not going to really hear about it in this, but I'm reading Fearless by Lauren Roberts and I'm really enjoying it just to tell you what's going on. I think it's especially interesting to watch people, how they fit in content creation into working another job, because I feel like it's easy to see creators that are making money off of this so they can only do this as their sole job. You know, they have way more time during the day to do that because they're not trying to fit it in to working something else. And I'm doing this all by myself, obviously. I don't have an editor or anyone else doing anything for me. The only thing that is different in terms of like the comparison to other content creators is I don't have any sort of like sponsorships or anything like that to fit in, so that terms of scheduling I don't have to worry about. So getting into what I have to do today, I need to finish Fearless, which is that book. I need to start the next book for the video that I'm doing because that video needs to go up next week. I need to start that now so I have time to edit it and everything. I need to start editing that video because I want to start editing the beginning part of it so that I don't fall too behind when like I'm done reading for it. I don't want it to be where I have to edit the entire thing because it kind of takes a while. I'm pretty slow with editing. I'm using iMovie, which is a free software. It's not necessarily the best and things take a little longer. I also use Canva, which is another free software, so everything I'm doing kind of takes a little longer because I'm using only the free versions of things. I need to figure out my shelving. I have 2 shelves, like 2 regular bookshelves, a mini bookshelf, and then I have an entire bookcase and then a spinner bookcase, and I need to figure out what I'm doing in terms of my book storage because I am quickly running out of space again. And currently my fiance and I are living with her family and we don't have any room outside of this space to put things really. I mean, we have the garage, but I'm not going to put our books in the garage just so they don't get damaged or anything. So we only have this space to work with and we are quickly running out of space, and we do not want to buy, well, we don't have the space, but I don't want to buy anything else for this room when this is not a forever place. You know, I don't want to keep putting things up on the walls. I don't want to keep buying shelving and bookcases and stuff like that for a space I don't know how long we'll be here, and I also don't know what our next space will be, so I don't want to get anything and then have to like get rid of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I need to work with what I have, but it's very quickly becoming full again, and I'm the kind of person that I really want my bookshelves to be aesthetically pleasing. I'm easily overwhelmed and the space is pretty small, so if it starts to get a little hectic I feel it almost instantaneously. So I need to go through and figure out what I'm doing because the floating shelves are starting to look a little heavy in my opinion, and even though they're anchored and safe, I just don't want to ever get close to them falling because one is above our bed. So I need to shuffle some things around, so that needs to happen. I need to update all of my stuff. I have Goodreads and Fable, which I use majority of the time, and I have not been good about updating them recently. I have kind of fallen behind on updating reviews that I post, and the reason that I post those, one, just because I feel like it's fun, but I get traction from people reacting to my reviews. So the likelihood that I can get new subscribers increases the more I'm posting on there. So every time that I post a review on there, people will see my review, they can click on my profile, and I have my YouTube linked to it. So I try to use it as just another thing to promote myself so that people are seeing my reviews more often, or they're seeing that I'm reviewing books that they like, things like that. And then personal, because you know my life is still going on other than doing this. I have stuff to do that's just like the normal day off things. I have to clean the bathrooms, I need to wash our sheets, and I also need to make I'm making soup tonight for the whole family. Today is my day to cook for everybody, and so I need to do some of the prep for that so that it's not as hectic later, because later is when I normally get into like my editing groove, and so I'm going to try to beat needing to do stuff later. So instead of making soup, I have like carrots and onions and celery and all that kind of stuff to cut up. But yeah, that's all I have to do. Well, I'm sure more things will pop up. I need to tidy up around the room. It's getting a little crazy around here. And yeah, that's kind of everything.
You say you don't know where.
It's 10:19 and I just finished reading Fearless. I finished the book. I know this isn't about that book, and I have a whole reading vlog dedicated to it, so I'm not going to really speak on it, but it's definitely one of those books that I think I need a minute before I rate it or talk to the vlog about it, because there's a lot going on. So I'm going to kind of leave that where it is. I'm not going to update that vlog. I think I'm going to switch to non-content creator tasks, because I think I need to like air out my brain, so, and like kind of shut off for a second.
You go so calm. In your hair, birds keep flying away, away, away. Ooh, lost in your world. Ooh, memories of home. Lost in your world. Looking for hope. You can stay in.
Hi. 8 million pieces of carrot later. I always like forget how long it takes for me to do that kind of prep. One, I don't cut very fast just because I don't have the sharpest blades, like sharpest knives right now, and so I'm always slow because I'm obviously being careful. But also I enjoy cooking, and so it takes me so long because I'm not like trying to rush. Like it's kind of therapeutic for me. That took so long. I didn't realize like how long it had been until I had gotten through an entire 30-minute YouTube video, and I wasn't done yet. I'm gonna get ready a little bit, nothing crazy. I think I'm just gonna do some eyeliner, mascara, maybe a little bit of concealer, but that's normally the extent of my makeup, and probably figure out what to do with my hair. I think I'm gonna tidy up around here as much as I can, because there's like some stuff like around, like maybe I'll fold some clothes and put away these clean dishes that we have sitting here, and kind of tidy up so that right when the dryer is done, I can make the bed and make this look like a room again and then dial back in. Raven! Raven, come here. Doesn't she look like toothless? I'm going to clean up and then update you when I'm doing something related to what I was originally making this video for.
In your hand, keep sailing away, away, away. Ooh.
Little intermission. It is currently 3:59, so obviously it must be 4 p.m. And I had a wee bit of a crash out. I just got overstimulated, to be completely honest, and had too many things that I was making equal priority and then getting upset that I wasn't getting those things done. And I think recording it made me feel like I was doing less than I was. You get it. I just kind of had a little breakdown, and not just about filming but like personal stuff as well. But regardless, Sam came home and saved the day and made me feel better, so now I'm ready to tackle the rest of the stuff I was trying to do. I'm going to tackle the bookshelves now. This little nook is what we're going to attack first. So the plan is, if you have watched my videos before, you would know we have all romantasy / fantasy, and then we have our dark academia section, but all fantasy basically. And then I have little Alice in Wonderland thing there, obviously a printer. That is an Alice in Wonderland little book nook thing that I need to build still. But that is all fantasy, but you can see I'm starting to kind of hit the limit in terms of how much stuff I can put on there. Like, that is getting a little too high in my liking. This is literally dangling off the edge because I'm already at the peak. I mean, to give myself some space. There's a lot of empty space not really being used, especially like in there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine these and fill that up, and then kind of shift everything else down so that I can put my Alice in Wonderland collection there and then use the rest of this for fantasy since it's all already up there. So that's the plan. I think for next month's wrap up, I'm going to be completely out of room. Like, I won't be able to put all those books away, which is not good because obviously I need to be able to keep putting stuff away, and that's a part of this hobby / like hopeful job one day. You start to gain a lot of stuff, especially depending on what you're doing, but normally you're gonna accumulate something. Like, if you were a makeup girly, then you're gonna get a bunch of makeup, or if you are doing fashion, you're gonna have a lot of clothes. Like, you're just gonna get a lot of whatever you're making content about, because you can't keep making the content about the same thing. You can make content about books without buying them necessarily, but eventually you most likely will start to buy them, which is what happened here. I'm gonna go through, I think I'm gonna take off my hoodie because I'm getting toasty, and try to start here. And then hopefully Sam is currently cleaning the bathrooms, and when she's done, hopefully she comes in enough time that I can hand her books from up here, because it's normally easier when she's here so that I can hand her stuff and not have to keep going up and down the ladder because I can't reach. Time is 4:05, and we're gonna see how long this takes for me to be completely done. So this is the final-ish place for everything before I move all the fantasy stuff around. I'm actually pretty excited by the way that I was able to combine things, because I didn't think I was going to have as much space as I had, and I really didn't think that that Alice in Wonderland like wooden thing was going to fit nicely in there, and it fit literally perfectly. So I'm going to show you, but it fits so nice. So starting with the bottom, down here I changed nothing. This is like the miscellaneous randomness, so it's like old books that Sam and I had that we didn't read together, things that we're collecting. Like, these are like really funny Star Wars edition things. There's a book in French and a book for Spanish, I think, somewhere in there, because we both are trying to remember our high school languages that we learned. So this is the same and just random. But in here, if you can see, it's definitely a miscellaneous section. So back there, it's really hard. Let me see if I can get a light. Okay, I found a light. a little dramatic, but here we go. So back there I have all mystery thriller in this section, and then in here we have regular fiction, and then it goes into sci-fi / dystopian, and then up here we have all YA that's not fantasy. So we have like YA fiction, YA romance, YA mystery thriller, you know, the list goes on. I just have this all separated because I feel like it is so drastically different in terms of like the writing style, subjects, everything about it is just so drastically different from other fiction, mystery thriller, whatever, that just have all the YA separated. And then up here, I put the series that have like a decent amount of books that we just don't own yet. So like the Binding 13 series, I know that's going to have a lot. And then the Magnolia Park / Daisy Hayes universe, I know is going to have a lot. I'm just going to keep going. So I separated them from the rest of the romance and gave them space to grow so that I don't have to do this again. And then up here is the part that I'm so excited about. I have my entire Alice in Wonderland collection. I have my little Funko Pop. I have the little wooden thing. Somehow it perfectly fits so that everything... This could even fit here. I just wanted this raised a little bit, but like my entire collection somehow fit perfectly this way. I don't know how that worked out, but have my whole thing. And I actually am excited I'm able to put this book right here. It's super old, so I'm glad I was able to tuck it away kind of in the dark so that it's not getting any more sun damage, because again, it's just super, super old. So then if you can look up here, I have all this free space now, and I'm so excited about that. So now it's time for me to fill this space and try to like even it out. I had to take a break because I had to cook food. So around 5, I dipped out of here in terms of like timestamp wise. And I'm kind of having a bit of a hard time because obviously this is so, I'm kind of making up a problem because I really want my shelves to look a certain way. I look at them obviously all the time. Sometimes there's a background in my videos, you know what you see. And so I want them to look a very specific way, and so now I'm trying to find a new, trying to rearrange everything while still having it look aesthetically pleasing, and I'm kind of having a hard time with what to move. The first thing is over there, I had these. This is a Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire series, which is 2 series that are kind of like mingled together, and this series is a bunch of big books just like that, and it's gonna keep going. So I think it's like 11 books or so. So I wanted to move it because we are gonna keep reading this, and so I wanted to give it space. So I took it away from that, and it's just heavy. Then the next thing is I moved obviously this space. That's where the Powerless was. And then I also, over there on top of the Akatar series that I have in that corner, I have the Red Queen series, which was living up there, but I moved it because again, actually, if I open this up, it has the rest of those. Obviously it's a duplicate, so only 1 of each of those copies, but 3 more books have to go on top of that, so I gave that room to grow. But obviously, like, I have this space. That's where Fearless is gonna go, so that's gonna get filled, but I have this space, that corner to kind of like branch out. I don't know, and normally it takes me just staring at it to get it right. Like I will literally stare at this for hours because it'll bother me so much, so I don't know. But what I do know, I don't have a lot of time because I need to finish this little task and edit this entire video and obviously show you guys like the timestamps of that and do like the thumbnail and everything for it. So, because I want this video to go up tomorrow. I mean, maybe I could push it, maybe I should push it to Wednesday so that I can actually finish my task. Maybe I'll do that. This is where we keep Dark Academia, and I know that both of the series that are on there we're gonna keep reading, and I know that shelf can't handle that much more, so I'm like, do I move something off there? I'm just, there's just so many books. And then, like I said, we have no idea in terms of like our timeline with being here because, you know, life is crazy, everything's expensive, yada yada yada. But we have a lot of books that are in our to be read cabinet, and just the thought of trying to find space for these, I'm like mortified because we haven't read any of those. I'm trying to keep that in mind, like the books that I think we're gonna read next, but I don't necessarily know for sure. That's my update, but it is 7:05. And I'm going to keep chugging. 47 minutes later. It is done. Oh, I have to keep opening and closing the window because I can't have it open when I film. It's too loud outside, but I get so hot in here, so I have to keep opening and closing it. But it took me 47 minutes to get that done. And obviously I know that this is not necessary. I know that I could just stack them all up, but part of trying to make content is making things look aesthetically pleasing, at least for my content. So I try to make it look cohesive, put together. So I didn't really do, from what I've shown you here, all I've done is push things together even more. So I've condensed everything. I gave myself that spot. This I can put romance on top of. This I have more space. This is actually needs to go in here. So I gave myself space there, which I started to worry about. So I gave myself more room, condensed even more. Here, I gave myself space. So Belladonna series has 2 more books. So when I get those books read, I'm just gonna flip this and then they will fit there. This series is gonna continue to grow. So I just have it so that I can stack them. And then when the series is done, I'll flip them accordingly. But for now, whatever. This, I've left room for Fearless and the novella afterwards. Continuing on, this, I know there's gonna be another book, but it's not gonna be for a while, so I give myself wiggle room, but I don't even know if we'll read it by then. This, I've given myself room. All of these are either done or standalones, and then this is a series that'll keep going, but I give myself space. These will keep going, but I staggered these, which is a completed duology, to give myself all this space, and I have the end, so everything up here, I do have space for it to continue, and then I do have this lip here. This is not connected, by the way, but this is open space, so I can use that. That did not change at all. I have given myself all the space that I need for the series to keep going. Like, obviously there's that. That can get flipped in. This can obviously keep going. These can get flipped in. Like, this is definitely where I think I have the most space left because I have those 2 big, or these 3 big spots, and that can get moved. So I think I finally have done it where I've given myself plenty of wiggle room, because this is like the 3rd or 4th time that I've messed with all of this. Hopefully that's the last time for a while, because I'm definitely tired of doing it. It is now 7:53. I've been talking to you for forever, and I'm tired. What I do for the rest of my night, I'm going to fiddle around on my computer, start importing footage and editing and all that kind of stuff, but I'm probably gonna stop talking to you now and end the video instead of me talking. So clips will probably keep going until, you know, the end of the video, but that's kind of all I have to say. But I hope this was interesting for you guys to see what a book specific content creator does in a day-to-day. I don't want to show too much of like my ideas, you know, because I want to keep it interesting, so I don't want it to be where you see everything I'm about to post soon. But I hope that was interesting for you guys to see how it kind of lasts all day. In terms of editing my video, to give you an idea of how long that would take. So when I edit my videos, like I said, it takes a while because I'm using free software only. But in terms of like hours, like it would probably take me, I mean, I do a lot of like start, stop, start, stop. So it's kind of hard to tell you exactly how many hours it would take for me to finish a video, but if it's a sit down, like one of my wrap-ups or a recommendation or teaching you how to annotate, something like that, it could take me like an hour to film it, and then it would probably take me 4 or 5 to edit, because I do so much starting and stopping. I have a really hard time staying focused, and so a lot of the time it's just me like really trying to dial back in. So that's just me personally, because I take a while to edit. I know that other people can do way faster, and that's amazing, but I don't have the best attention span, so unfortunately it does take me a decent amount of time. And then if it was like a vlog, it probably takes me closer to 8 hours, and again, that's normally split up, not in one sitting, like a couple days of me starting and stopping to get it accomplished. In terms of TikTok, like I said, it depends on what I'm doing. The one that you saw me do, Fearless, that took me 2 minutes to film and 2 minutes to edit, so TikToks are definitely the quicker thing. TikTok in itself stresses me out, so I do prefer YouTube. The main reason why it's hard for me to crank out content quickly, one is because obviously I'm working, but also because the act of actually reading these books, I have gotten, ever since I started doing book content, I've gotten progressively slower and slower as a reader. I really think it's because I have the worry that I'm not going to be able to like explain something to you guys, or I'm going to forget a key thing and tell you guys about it incorrectly. So I think that's why I've slowed down so much, just because I know that I'm going to have to give a lot of explanation about it or summaries about it, and just like it slows me down to try to film and try to come up with like new angles and stuff like that. Like that obviously slows down the process, and then it kind of makes it, even if it doesn't take a lot of time to do those things, it gets you out of the groove, so you can't get focused on reading. You keep thinking about it, like the camera's recording, how long has it been recording, oh, it's out of focus, you know, like all that kind of stuff gets in the way, and so it's not, you're not able to focus getting involved in the book. That's what it's like for me. That's how I do my book content. If you wanted to know anything else, obviously you could always ask, but I think it'd be kind of fun to show like even more behind the scenes, like the equipment I use and you know, the way I import and export my stuff and my SD cards and all that kind of things, like those more nitty-gritty things. I feel like that would be fun to talk about. But yeah, that is all. I appreciate you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting because it kind of seems like a lot of chatter. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and bye.